Okay, so we looked at position time graphs. Now we're going to look at velocity versus time graphs in kinematic graphing. Couple things to remember. We want to make sure that we understand that when we talk about motion, right is positive, left is negative, up is positive, down is negative. So that motion will tell us which way we go when we talk about velocity and time, and that'll make more sense as we proceed. We keep those things in mind. So constant versus accelerating, all right? If our velocity time graph, where time is on the x, velocity on the y, if it's a flat line, that means we have a constant velocity, which means our acceleration is 0. If our velocity time graph is increasing, then we do have an acceleration of some sort, okay? In this case, it'll be a positive acceleration. So a sloped line, positive, flat line, acceleration is 0, okay? We either have an acceleration or we don't. In position time graphs, we saw lines that could do this. You don't see this with velocity time graphs. So here's some explanations of some graphs. Here's our first graph, okay? Now consider this part to be 0. When we talk about velocity, our time is increasing, so our velocity is 0. If we are above 0, all right, and our line's flat, that means we have a positive rightward velocity. It's flat, so we have no acceleration. If our line is above the 0 and increasing, we have a rightward positive velocity and a rightward positive acceleration. So our object in this case is speeding up, okay? So we're going to speed up, okay? This one, acceleration is 0. Now looking at these two lines, they're both above the 0, okay? Which means they are traveling with a positive velocity. All right? These objects down here, because they're below 0, are moving with a negative velocity. Now what does that mean? Again, positives right, negatives left, or positives up, negatives down. So in this case, this object is moving up or rightward, okay? This object's moving up or rightward. This object's moving left or downward, and this object's moving left or downward. So negative velocity, left or downward, positive velocity, up or rightward. Okay? Now, if our objects are going away from 0, if our slope is going away from the center line, okay, then the object is speeding up. If our lines are heading towards 0, we're slowing down. I'll say that again. If our slopes are heading away from 0, then we're speeding up. Okay, and both this line and this line are heading away from 0. If our arrows or our lines are heading towards 0, then we're slowing down. Think of it as if you're speeding up, you're getting faster, so therefore you're going away from 0. And if you're slowing down, you're going towards 0. All right? So, what does the slope of a velocity time graph tell us? It tells us the acceleration. Recall, position time graph, slope. Slope is the velocity. In a velocity time graph, the slope is the acceleration. And think about units. Change in velocity would be in meters per second. Change in time would be in seconds. Meters per second, meters per second squared. So the slope of a velocity time graph is the acceleration. Sometimes we'll look at motion, and we'll probably do this as we go along and start graphing actual motion of actual objects. We might see something that goes at a constant velocity for 4 seconds and then speeds up for the next 4. Not all graphs are going to be straight lines or flat lines. Some are going to be a variation of such, and that's what we see here. Be able to interpret the entire trip. Understand that for the first 4 seconds of motion, we're traveling at a constant 2 meters per second. Then, for the next 4 seconds of motion, right, we're accelerating 2 meters per second squared. And just looking at the graph, we can do that by finding the slope of that line, okay? So, first line you're going to look at is here, all right? Rightward velocity, okay? It's constant because it's a flat line. So that means positive velocity values are counted, right? And acceleration is 0 because our slope of our line is 0. What that would look like, and if we were to diagram this like every 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, etc., all the way through to 6 seconds, this distance here would be pretty much the same, which means our object is moving at a constant velocity. It is not accelerating, okay? Positive means we're going to the right, and flat line means we are not accelerating. Now, leftward velocity, same thing. If we're below 0, we have a negative velocity. Negative velocity means we are heading to the left. Okay? Since it's a flat line, we have no acceleration. So again, we're going at a constant velocity to the left. And you'll get some practice at pairing these things up in class. Now, let's say we're going rightward velocity, but our line is not flat. We got a sloped line. That means we're going to have an acceleration, which means if we accelerate positive and we're going positive, both are going in the same direction, that means we're going to speed up. We also know it's speed up because our line is moving away from 0. And our distance then between each of our successive seconds in the car should increase. Now, we're still in the positive end, right, because we're above 0, but our slope is negative. So we're going right because it's a positive velocity, but our acceleration is negative, which means we are going to slow down. Our graph is heading towards 0, which tells us this. So now our object starts off with that distance between consecutive seconds, but they get closer together until we reach 0 velocity, which means we stop. Now, we have a negative velocity because we're below 0 in this graph, right? So that means we're heading left, velocity left. We're heading closer to 0, which means we're slowing down. Our slope of our line is positive, so our acceleration is positive while our velocity is negative. When this happens and the signs are opposite, that means we are slowing down. And again, you can see from the diagram that our car is slowing down. If we have a negative velocity, it means we're going left. We are going away from 0, okay, which means we're speeding up, but our slope is negative. We have a negative acceleration and a negative velocity. Both are negative, which means we will speed up. And again, we see it here with the cars. The distance increases each second, which means we are speeding up. Now, we can also use velocity time graphs to find displacement. And though we're not going to get into calculus, we do have to understand that if this is our line, we're not accelerating, but we are going at a constant velocity of 30 meters per second for 6 seconds. And we want to find how far our displacement is. Now, obviously, we could do math. The other thing we can do is find our line, draw a rectangle, and find this area underneath the curve. And in doing so, the area of our rectangle is base times height. So our base is 6 seconds, right? And our height is 30 meters per second. We take 30 meters per second and multiply it by 6 seconds. We get 180 meters, which is our displacement. So the area under a VT graph is our displacement, and we will also look at that from time to time. If we have an acceleration going on here, let's say we are slowing down, okay? We start at 40 meters per second, and in 4 seconds we go down to 0. Again, there's a couple ways to do it. We could use our acceleration equation from before, or just find the area of this triangle. Area is 1/2 base. Our base is right here, which is 4 seconds. Our height is 40 meters per second. Again, 4 seconds times 40 meters per second gives us a displacement of 80. So we got to multiply it by 1/2, and we get a displacement of 80. So during this time frame, our car is displaced 80 meters per second in the positive direction, because that's the way our velocity is going. Last thing, I put a little thing together here that talks about these two graphs that we just looked at, position time and velocity time. Understand, the slope of position time is velocity. The slope of velocity time is acceleration. No area under the curve for position time, but area under the curve for velocity time will tell us the displacement. So graphs can tell us a lot, and we will do some practice with those on the next assignments.